A night in the symphony at the opera, it's special.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you. I feel like it's an elegant event. And just know that that night is for yourself. You just relax and then just enjoy.
As the San Antonio Symphony begins a holiday performance, their biggest fan settles in for a night of relaxation. Listening to classical music takes Pau Gasol back to his childhood in Barcelona, Spain, where his parents encouraged a young Pau to make music a big part of his life.
When I was around 7, 8 years old, they came to us, both Mark and I, and said, why don't you guys play an instrument? And I was 8, so I was like, why don't I try the piano? And I did 5 years of piano. Mark didn't last that long. He didn't find it appealing, but it was beautiful.
Although Pau didn't exactly grow out of music, as a developing 7-footer, he grew into basketball, a sport that led him to the NBA. But in 2008, fate brought Pau and music together again. A trade to the Los Angeles Lakers helped rekindle his love for the classics. He connected with fellow Spaniard, the great Plácido Domingo, a member of the famous Three Tenors. Domingo was the general director of the LA Opera, a position he still holds today.
He sent me a really nice letter when I first got there, and he said, I'm so excited to have you in the city. Please come to see me, come to watch an opera. And I went to it, and I fell in love with it. It really transports you. It really connects you with your own emotions, and the flow of the music just takes you there. And it could be joy, or it could be sadness, it could be frustration, it could be anger, it could be anything. You just got to let yourself go. And sometimes I find it's kind of like hypnosis as well. You're hypnotized by the music. You're just like taken.
Many years ago here in San Antonio, the goal was to save the Alamo. But for Pau Gasol of the San Antonio Spurs, his goal is to save the symphony.
I'm Sydney Marie. I'm actually the representative on the symphony board.
All right.
So I just want to say thank you for serving on our board.
We're so grateful for your support.
Thank you.
This beautiful hall. It's just a beautiful
really
place.
is.
In 2016, Pau signed with the San Antonio Spurs. He soon learned that the local orchestra was struggling for funding and patrons. So Pau decided to help. The two-time champion became a board member of the symphony and a champion for its survival.
What can I do to get involved? What can I do to help the symphony continue to do what it needs to do for any city?
You know, I'm the coach in a certain way. I'm the Popovich of the symphony.
If music director Sebastian Lang Lessing is the Greg Popovich of the San Antonio Symphony, Pau has become something of a Tim Duncan. Sebastian believes his big man's love of classical music is something Spurs fans can relate to.
See these 1,500 people gathering together, having this spiritual experience is something really bonding across all other diversities that a community brings, but you bond on a common ground, and it's a beautiful experience.
Now, the most important question, Pau, is when you go to the symphony or the opera, do you block the view of the person behind you?
Well, I try not to. But I do find myself like sliding down, trying to get lower and lower. But it's worth it.
While Pau may need more legroom for the opera, he believes there is plenty of room for the arts in San Antonio.
It just provides a great balance in our life. It provides great peace and beauty. I do believe that it's a very important, meaningful part of the history and the life of a city.